But first I gotta update the VOD command. Commands, switches? I don't think so. VOD, I don't know much about that. Diamond, off tank. Okay, we go. Fewer distractions now. So we're reviewing True. He says he plays, or she plays, mostly Sigma Zarya here. This is Diamond. Like I said, in general, the average SR of all the VODs have been submitted have been higher, which is fine. You know, that's good. It's a nice little we get to really focus on some more of the pro gameplay. But obviously, lower rank players do not be discouraged. I will coach you if you're low bronze. I have coached low bronze multiple times, so it's completely fine. I think this is an interesting kind of a situation here where, you know, we're playing double off tank here. It looks like the enemy comp is a little bit more like vanilla in terms of the comp. So the thing with double off tank is like, in terms, main tanks are great at like creating space and opening up those angles, and off tanks are pretty good at holding them. In other words, for example, if you're a Sigma sitting on high ground and you're kind of controlling that flank, it's really hard for them to push you out of the flank, because unlike a main tank, you have a lot of you have a lot of damage output. Basically, there's a lot of threat. So for them to take away that space, they have to like eat a big chunk. Whereas walking into a main tank like a monkey or a ball, walking into even an Orisa is a lot less punishing. I guess Reinhardt's a little bit of an example there, but Reinhardt's also limited in his scope, so it's kind of balanced that way. So with an off tank, you kind of pick an angle or an off angle or a high ground or something, and you just kind of hold it, right? Your job is not really to protect your team or to buy space. Your job is just to sit there and punish the enemy team as much as you can. So when you're playing Hog Sigma, you can kind of see it how it's set up right here. Your Hog is kind of controlling this flank right here and putting a little pressure down main. You are controlling this angle and flank up here, and you're putting pressure on main. But if anything happens on left or right, you have members of your team that can kind of help defend that. Because remember, chat, the overall macro concept of Overwatch is a lot of what happens down main doesn't matter as much. It's what happens on the sides of the map. That's kind of like what we like to always put a little bit of extra emphasis to. May I ask if you will do interviews with people? Sure. Like that's, like I said, it's something that I could definitely consider. But like I said, for any of the feedback, save it for the document that we're going to try and get out today if we can. So really your job is to kind of control this as much as you can, help your McCree and Zen stay up here, and then just force them to bully you off of high ground. Not a whole lot outside of that. Like, I think that's just a good mindset to kind of be at. Okay, so let's see. A little bit of a scuffed use of cooldowns here. So we'll take a look at this like little micro. I don't always like to look at micro, but I think it's always helpful to look at least at a little bit of micro. So you turn the corner here, and initially you eat the fire strike, right? That's not always great either. It's 100 HP. You're running Zen. You prefer not to take that damage if you can, because you know, your Ana, like even if it's like your Ana has to shoot you a couple times, just avoid doing that as much as you can. You are using your shield as well. Now at this point, because you did take the fire strike, it's probably necessary for you to shield a little bit because you are already 100 HP down. But generally, I wouldn't even be shielding here. What I would be doing is I'd be throwing out damage until they start to shoot me, and then I would shield. Because what happens is when you take damage, you give an opportunity for your Zenyatta Harmony Orb or, and more importantly, your Ana shooting to actually do something. Do you guys remember the whole concept? Like, this was an old video of Jane on Eichenwald Attack coaching a Reinhardt, and he was actually pretty toxic. This was right before he got famous, and he was talking about how like he was flaming the Reinhardt for using basically all shield to take space instead of shield hopping, right? And the reason for that is like you're going to get healing as you're moving forward anyway. There's nothing better for your Ana to do. There's nothing better for your Moira to do or whatever, right? Like, not like they don't even do, is they do more healing than they do damage, right? So you might as well let some of your body absorb some of the damage as you walk forward and not your shield, because your health can regenerate while you're moving forward. Your shield can't. Your shield can only regenerate when you literally stop everything for a couple of seconds. So in this instance here, when you're peeking out, you do want to take a little bit of damage before you shield, because that will give your Ana like time to heal you up, and then you drop your shield, and then you take more damage, and then you put your shield out again. So it's like it's extending the amount of time with which you can peek. Whereas if you peek here and only shield, can your Ana heal you while you're shielding? No, because you're full HP. Because right now you're going to be basically full HP. you want to be able to like balance my HP and my shield back and forth to try and draw out. Because remember, your healers will have nothing else better to do. Your Zenyatta maybe to an extent would want a Harmony Orb your Tracer and not Harmony Orb you. But your Ana at least, your Moira, your BAP, whatever, they can do both equally. They don't mind putting a little bit of healing on you and then focusing on this here. So it's good to cycle your shield and your HP so that you can min-max the amount of time that you can put pressure out. If you use all of your shield, all of your HP, you either have no shield or you die. So you try and min-max it. Now, obviously here it's a little awkward because you took that fire strike, so you're a little scared to not shield. But yeah, it's not great. And then obviously your shift here, you shift a little late. I'm not sure if you're trying to eat dynamite. Obviously unsuccessful. You end up just eating it chunked out. And now, you know, you're down your shift. You're down a little HP. And really none of those was really 100% necessary. So just keep putting out damage here. And what you kind of want to do is you kind of want to keep an eye on your HP, and you want to keep an eye on the enemy team's positioning. So right now, you need to play this a little cautious because you're down in HP and down in shield. But what you could have done here, like, let's say, give a theoretical, like, again, I'm not coaching you right now so much as I'm educating you. For example, right now, if you see, okay, you ate another fire strike. Let's say you got healed up right now to full HP. This would mean I would want you to drop shield. Because what that would do is that would mean I'm full HP. I can now afford to take damage for another period of time and let my shield recharge a little bit. Now, Sigma shield recharging is so slow now, but any little bit matters, right? Any little bit matters. And you could, and the thing is you're probably not even going to take that much damage because you're going to put out pressure here and the Ashe is not going to be able to hit her shots and like maybe eat some Genji shurikens, but you're going to be okay. The only time you really have to be super cautious with your shield is when there's like cooldowns that you need to worry about. Maybe you need to worry about sleep dart or hook or things like that. Okay. Is this different playing with real main tanks like Ryan? No, not as much, because if you're taking a lot of damage, and like in your, as long as if you're balancing your shield and HP, it's the same concept. Because if you start taking a lot of damage, that means that your Reinhardt's not taking a lot of damage or as much damage, which means your Ana is not too concerned. Like as long as you're not blatantly feeding, if anything, you're just doing your Reinhardt a favor, right? You're making yourself more, like harder to burn down, which means that you're absorbing more and more pressure. That means that you're Reinhardt. So yeah, I see what you're saying. You're like, well, what if I need healing and my Reinhardt needs healing? Okay, in that instance, like don't feed, but any damage that's going towards you is not going towards your Reinhardt. So it's a trade-off anyway. This is after, I believe. I do not agree with you rotating this way either. I think you should back off just a little bit so your Ana may have an easier LOS on you. But I do not agree with this angle here. This is not as good. It's harder for you to reach who you really want to reach. Because remember, you can put pressure on Reinhardt here and that's fine. But if you can put pressure on Ashe, that's even better. Because Ashe you can kill. And Ashe, unlike Reinhardt, if you hit Ashe with 1 or 2 shots, she either dies or she runs away. Because remember, the whole concept of pressure is just to be as annoying as you can. Shots on Reinhardt is not as annoying as shots on an Ashe Mercy. If you can choose, you always choose the Ashe Mercy. So like right now, do you see how you're just shooting shield? Do you see how you're shooting shield? And do you see how like what would be better if you were positioned here? Because you could shoot shield here if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be as effective. And even this right here, like if this Reinhardt tries to do this and you're here, he's gonna get rocked and he's gonna drop right off of the high ground. He's not gonna be able to stay. Okay, it's this mental image of you know, like this is like the orcs in Helm's Deep. You know what I'm saying? The Uruks are climbing up with their hook ladders. They just get dropped and smashed back onto the ground and die. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an excellent mental image here. And chat, what's the other mistake that we're making here? The mistake that we just talked about. Look at your HP. Should you be using shield right now? Because there's an argument, maybe if they've got like a Widowmaker, okay, you have to, again, like I said, like Widowmaker, Roadhog Hook, things like that, you kind of have to be a little bit, it's a little trickier to play around with a shield, so it's understandable. But you don't even have anybody that you're shielding, and there's really no C3 or one-shot threat at all. So you're wasting shield here. Like you're giving the enemy team something to shoot at. For example, like let's look at this Honest POV here, or the, like, okay, let's say you're playing Ana here, and let's say that, like, you know, your team is full HP. You have nothing on the enemy team to shoot, so you might as well shoot shield. And it's not just about giving the enemy team to shoot when there is nothing to shoot. You're also giving the enemy team something to shoot that's incredibly easy to shoot. So like maybe this, you know, this Zarya is like, I can maybe. My cat is making a noise upstairs, I swear. maybe I could, you know, right click the Ana, maybe, but why would I try and go for these crazy hard plays when I can just beam Sigma Shield and still get a lot done, you know, and it's really easy to shoot. You can't miss shots in a shield. So you're giving the enemy team easy ways to find value by showing shield. You're at full HP. You're still at full HP, and you're still showing shield. Like, what? Like, your shield's not even doing anything right now. Please rock this. Please rock this. Please, I'm begging you to rock this. I mean, that's what we kind of wanted eventually, I guess. You just now dropped shield. What is that Mercy doing? My favorite is with Mercies with bad Guardian Angel control. They just, like, launch themselves into the middle of the enemy team on accident. And your Hog's dead. You should be pushing this way harder than you are. I would be helping my Hog out. Your poor Hog, man. No help at all. Look at your Xin. Your Xin is... Your Xin. This is like... This is like Captain America fighting the alien invaders. You know what I'm saying? And the police is running away. And Granny out there is out with her cane smacking on an alien with her... You know, like, come on, man. Come on, man. You could have at least... You had plenty... And he falls off the map. Wait, what happens? Does he actually fall off the map? You had more than enough time to go and help him a little bit and then go back on high ground. Wait, what? Does he just think he's gonna die? He just walks off the map! He just walks off the map! Oh my gosh. This is Diamond. Diamond, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so your shield resource management is pretty bad. You kind of gave up your angle as well. Alright, let's see what we got here. But you kind of see what I'm talking about here? Do you see how, like, the Ryan Zarya, they can totally bypass you, but their backline's gonna have some serious issues. Like, not, and this is coming from... Why is auto-modding coward? This is just so disturbing. What do you want? Anyway, so the whole... This is an issue with me. Like, I hate playing Zenyatta with Reinhardts that just are brainless. Like, Reinhardts do this all the time. They will see enemy team on high ground and they go, I can survive that. And they walk right through it and they're fine. You know, and then their backline's like dying and they can't help them. They're like, team, why aren't you pushing with me? Like, well, it's because you guys aren't clearing angles. Like, what this Reinhardt really needs to do is he needs to, like, swing this way and, like, enable his team to get you to drop off of high ground and then go to cart. So, yeah. But, you know, but you're not... Are you going to exploit that? That's the question. Are you going to actually... Don't... This is good. I like that you're kite... Like, obviously, with the Genji and the Zarya and the Reinhardt all pushing you, you need to back off a little bit. But I like that you're kiting within your Ana LOS. My concern here is that because you've used some of your shield unnecessarily, this might be a little bit tricky to survive. So shift, okay. But you see, like, it because you kited well and because you played your positioning well, they spent a lot of time chasing you and they didn't get anything done. Hair check. Oh, my bad. They didn't get anything done. They literally just kind of like smacked you around and you just were like, okay, I'm fine. Even though you'd mismanaged your shield, they just couldn't get anything done. So, GG's. Now go push it again. They've given up. Just 1v1 the Genji. Do it. There you go. Flux is fine. Obviously, you always like to see... Probably would not have dropped there. Oh, huge sleep. Would have liked to... You know, you like to try and track Zarya bubbles for Flux, because they're a huge, huge counter to your Flux, but, you know, whatever. That wasn't the hair check. Oh, do I need to, like... That Mercy's a yikes. Yeah, Mercy's having a hard time out there. I mean, who knows? This is a diamond game, but you can get golds in diamond games, so who knows? She's probably not necessarily diamond. Okay, so now things have changed a little bit, noticeably, to the fact that they're on now Roadhog. So your shield management is still very, very important, but it's important in a different way in the fact that you need to be paying attention to what stops you. Because obviously the Roadhog can punish your shield, but also Roadhog can hook you. And so you need to be looking to block hook. What I would like you to do is to play your corners, obviously, and try and bait a hook. But also, it's so important that you don't just AFK your shield out, because as soon as your shield breaks against a Roadhog, you can no longer peek. So you need to play mind games. You need to play mind games and try and expect the Roadhog to try and hook you and block it with your shield. So in other words, play the corner, let yourself take some damage, keep spamming, take your step down, take damage. Oh, Roadhog's hooking, shield. But like even right now, like you could peek this corner and not shield. Because the Roadhog's hook is going to have an animation. Zero OW, thanks for the follow. The Roadhog's hook is going to have an animation. You're going to see it come in, and you're going to have time to either A, shield it, or B, duck behind a corner. So even this shield right now is just completely unnecessarily. And the ironic thing is that you're like, I don't know if you're shielding the block hook or if you're shielding the block damage, but if you're shielding the block damage, it's not even a particular good spot to block damage. You're getting shot in the feet. Like the Ashe was shooting you underneath the shield. So That's not helping you or the Zen, and all you've done is like blow 300 shield and not really done a whole lot. Not even really reduce the damage you're taking. That's just concerning. So like, I know we're harping on this again and again, but it's because it's like, you know, showing up for basketball practice and like dribbling with your head. Like you're obviously, I don't want to talk only about that, but right now this seems to be a major problem with you. It's fine. Just hold your positioning here. You shouldn't really need to drop. Because they could push cart from underneath, but eventually they have to come out in the open. And that's when you can punish them. See, like right here, this is where you probably need to shield. You're 250 HP. This gives your Ana time to heal you back up, and then you drop your shield and resume spamming without shield. Big rock. That's okay. Nice job. Ooh, gonna be okay. Gonna be okay. Nice shield. Just keep spamming. He dies. Nice job. Oh, that sucks. You guys should be okay, dude. Kind of fishing for a rock there. You're probably okay using rock there because they're probably not going to commit just yet, but just be careful because obviously the rock there means that the Genji can try and 1v1 you, maybe with a mercy pocket, so just be careful. Your Ana's dead, so I can understand you being a little bit more conservative with your shield. So like again here, I would be like, why are you shielding? Why are you shielding? Why are you shielding? You can reactively block hook, don't waste your shield, but you're down your Ana, so maybe you have to be a little more cautious. I would just avoid taking shield damage right now. Jarl Wobble, thank you for the follow. Okay, I'm about to get really, really angry in you because you have used so much shield early in fights, and yet you don't shield the only thing that you need to shield, which is Roadhog Cook. That's the only thing. All I ask of you is you had one job and to do that. This is again, here comes, okay, exclamation mark metaphor. Exclamation mark metaphor. This is wearing, going 10 miles an hour under the speed limit, but not wearing a seatbelt. You've got your priorities all wrong. That you're shielding when you don't need to, but you're missing the shield that you didn't need to hit. And you need to look at, and this isn't like, I wasn't expecting Hog to do that. What do you expect Hog to do? That's the only thing that Hog is good at, is the angle hook. That's all he's good at. Is picks on the flank. That's the only thing he can do. He's worse at you in like long-term angle control. He can't spam very well. He can't play main. He doesn't do anything. He's worthless. Lockie, sorry if I missed you. Answer my question when you said about Sigma taking damage to build shield. Yeah, health is a resource. The thing is like your shield is more precious than your HP to a certain extent. Is what I'm trying to say. So shame on you. He's good at being beautiful, maybe. I'd just go back high ground. You need to go back high ground. You need to get off of cart. Do you see how like ineffective you are at this range? And like how dangerous, like you might get hit by Bob here. You're not doing anything. And you're gonna let this backline just go all the way in. I mean, heck, this Ashe can now go high ground and just poop on you. This Genji can climb to high ground and flank your backline. You see how easy it would be for Genji to kill your backline from this position? And you just gave them that position. Not only because you got hooked, but because you just quit. You quit. You just said, oh, I guess I'm playing the main now. GG's. Like, why are you getting bladed right now? Why did you get naded? Why aren't you absolutely smashing the poop cheeks, I don't know what that means, out of Ashe or Ana? You're not helping anybody right now. You're the equivalent of, a COVID wing in a hospital and running in there with, a slight case of the mumps and throwing yourself on the floor going, ah! You're not helping anybody. You're just making it worse. You're getting in the way. You're not helping at all. I mean, look at this. You got shattered, naded, bladed, everything that could have gone wrong. And you're the one that dies. You're the one that dies. Your team is fine, but you die. Sound like a grandpa. Look at this. How much you want to bet this Ashe starts putting on work? 1, 2 shots. That's not what the tracer is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this Ashe. Look how free she is. Whose fault is this? Look at this. Look at this. Look how much work that she did. Look how much work she did. That's your fault. That's all your fault. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't think uninstall is a harsh enough word for you. I think it's just like unplug your computer and don't turn it on ever again. Go become like join a nunnery or something. You need to back up. Please, you need to back up. Ah, Genji's an idiot. Ah! Unlucky. Alright, so what you're doing is fine. Like, your team is staggering pretty hard here. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, half of your team is still in spawn, and, like, this is, like, scuffed poop cheeks. But, like, again, I don't know why I'm saying poop cheeks. I don't know where that came. I don't know where poop cheeks came. I don't know anything. But this is fine. Like, this is a 2-for-1 trade. You're probably not going to kill Ashe at this range. So just chill, and don't demand too much healing. But, like, I have no problem with what you did there. It's just unfortunate that your team just got picked. Nice. Get healed. Okay, in chat, here's a little fun little toodly bit. What is the major issue with how people retake this point? Can you guys tell me the answer to this? What is the major issue with how people... And I'm talking about, like, almost every single SR. I didn't say poop chick, I said poop cheek. Poop cheeks. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, everybody does this. We can test, guys. And it's like slamming a loaf of bread through like through a ketchup jar. And I don't know where that one came from. And you just get like smashed from every single different angle. Like the enemy's in can just right click and he kills like 75 million of you guys. Like all it takes is one of you guys to take a flank or an angle, and everybody's so scared. Like I get that it's like scary because you're like isolated and maybe they find you, but like you're gonna lose if you don't. So like right now, your hog should be coming from here or here. Honestly, because you have flux, I would definitely be flanking. I would go flank here, flux, and then just sit right here and be like, na, you know, like, and just sit right here. But I don't want to see you guys all pushing out the choke at once. It's probably what's gonna happen. Yeah. So you're all gonna walk out the choke, and the irony is that you're just gonna die anyway. So like the only person on your team who's flanking is your master Chad Zenyatta. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like the irony here. Like you have done everything that you could to possibly play conservative, and you've died. Like twice in a row, you have died because you have played too conservative, which ironically was too aggressive or too sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Poop chicks? No, poop cheeks! Cheeks, butt cheeks. I can't believe I just said that in stream. You guys are working wonderfully evil magic on me. Trance. Nice. And pro. Oh, he's dead. Never mind, he's not pro. He fed. Okay. So you're gonna swap off of Sigma. That's fine. Like Sigma is a little trickier on third because the sightlines are a little clunky dunky. Again, I don't know where that came from. There's a lot of I don't know where I came from today, so you guys have to be careful with that. Zarya is fine here. Zarya is fine. Zarya is going to be a little bit close to quarters. The point still remains that like I don't want you stacked. You have died twice to being stacked, and even if you're playing like Zarya plays with the Reinhardt, you're still playing to win angles. Like I want you to treat Zarya like Sigma, but instead of shields, she has barriers. What her barriers do is number one, allow her to stay on angles. And she allows somebody else to stay on an angle or to go forward aggressively. Now, the difference between Sigma and Zarya isn't just the shield versus barrier, it's also the range of her weapon. Now, I know this is going to sound like a really dumb question, but I want an answer. What is the major difference between Zarya's damage and Sigma damage? And it doesn't have anything to do with left click versus right click. What is the major difference? At least that effect that you need to be thinking about when you swap to Zarya. Why would you go to Zarya versus staying Sigma with the damage? Hey, EasyBot. Beams and burst. Yeah, I think the big one is like the range. I think that's the bigger reason of why you go Zarya. Now I think Zarya also like you can bubble off like Genji, you know, your Genji and their Genji is to be initiating on your backline. But the big one that we're looking for is it's better in closer range. So if you go for a Zarya, it's because you're like, hey, I'm not gonna have these super long sightlines I can spam on. Things are gonna be a little bit tighter, but the playstyle is still very similar. Most off tanks play in a very similar way, defending off angles, but they just have different ways of doing it. Diva's better when there's high ground. Zarya is better when it's closer ranges. Sigma's better when there's long spaces, and Hog just sucks. I kid. Hog is better when there's like a lot of flanks that he can hide and peek around. So this is fine to play Zarya on. But I hope that you don't like I know everybody talks about, oh yeah, Sigma off angles, but Sigma isn't new to the off angle war. Sigma is just better at it than most other off tanks are. That's all. And he's better at it at longer ranges. So even right now, do you see a problem with kind of what's happening right now, chat? How is our Zarya playing? Hint, rhymes with kind heart. How is she? What is she playing like? She's playing like a main tank. She's playing like not even a main tank. She's playing like a Reinhardt. She's holding choke. She's gonna go play corner and spam down main. But what is that actually going to accomplish? Yeah, like this isn't all you're gonna do is you're gonna shoot shield, but you're never gonna be able to break it really, and you're gonna lose to stuff like this, you know, and you're gonna lose to stuff like this. So what I would do with Zarya is, I mean, I always prefer clearing out here, but you know, maybe because the cart's so far away, going up here and then kind of playing this position here might be good, you know. But like this isn't going to win you the game. This isn't going to win you. This isn't going to help you your team. They have a Ryan, you're never going to be able to control main against one. Exactly. Like I want to get out of this mindset of that if you're playing double off tank, you have to have one of your off tanks function as a main tank. No, you don't. Maybe you have to have your Sigma play main when you're breaking, like, I don't know, Eichenwald first choke, or you're breaking, you know, Hanamura first choke. Like, you kind of have to have your Sigma on main to start. But as quickly as you can get out of a choke, you're angled. As quickly as you can, because that's off tanks just aren't good at this. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything but shoot Reinhardt shield, and at any point in time, he can swing on you, and you're gonna be in trouble, right? Sounds like the rule of, I mean, most of the time is to avoid staying off main. Most of the time. There are many exceptions, but let's put it this way. Your priority isn't main. Your priority isn't main. I think that's a better way of describing it. But do you see how, like, things are happening, like, completely outside of your LOS that you have no contribution to? You haven't done anything yet. You have done literally nothing. You have done literally nothing right now. You know? Like, can you imagine if you just went up the stairs here, you know, and got in the moving platform, or even not even the moving platform? You could just shoot right clicks up here, and you know, she'd probably have to drop or get mercy pocket. She wouldn't be looking at you, or your backline should be looking at you. But what are we accomplishing here? Okay, great job. You blocked a shatter. Okay, now what? You know, now what? You've got 32 charge, and you're not doing anything. You've wasted bubble. You're the easiest person in the world to blade because you're just standing on maid and now you're dead. Like, you haven't done anything. You just haven't done anything. You haven't enabled anybody. You haven't denied the enemy team. You haven't funneled them. You haven't done anything. So like, I think I want to talk like about your bubble usage here. First off, I know we just reviewed Zarya not long ago, so I would highly recommend checking out the Alex review from a couple days ago on King's Row. Talks a lot about bubble usage. But even right now, you need to be thinking, shoot, I need bubble, I need energy. You just panic bubble your Kree, who ends up actually getting charged because he gets swarmed at. You personal bubble before he even really truly goes for you. Well, actually, that's not fair. He does go for you, but you know, it doesn't pay off. I think again the main thing there is just you just didn't do anything. The bubble usage wasn't terrible, but you just didn't do anything. Nice. I don't agree with this positioning at all. You guys had plenty of time. There's no reason for you to rush out main again. And now you're probably going to die. Yeah, it's just incurable damage. You took like 300 damage almost instantly. You have done nothing. You have done nothing, and that's it. Okay. So, they aren't cultured like Spilo's Discord. I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but if you think my Discord is cultured, then you're right. Because just the fact that I'm present covers a multitude of sins. Just the fact that I'm in the Discord, it could be a brony Discord, but oh, Spilo's in it. It's great. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it just, I'm glad that we're recognizing that. I'm gonna get some water. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna let you enjoy this like rendering, like this little graphic here. Isn't that just beautiful? Burning flame, blue and red, followed off by little goofy circles. Be right back. Okay. Anyway, so we talked a lot more about Sigma Micro than we did about Zarya Micro because you weren't playing Zarya long enough for it to really matter. And you notice, chat, how like when his Sigma was positioned properly, not even perfectly, just good enough, that gave us the pass. Like that gave us the opportunity to actually talk about Micro. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, you started on an attack. Okay, Chad, this has to be a replay bug. This is the second time in a row that I have reviewed a VOD and it started me halfway through. What's going on? I have no idea what happened. So I guess we just start at the beginning. That sucks. Okay, but did you notice, again, like how when we were reviewing your Sigma, we were able to talk about your shield usage, your cooldowns, your target priority, different things like that because you're like actually starting in a proper position. But then as soon as you went Zarya, your bubbles really didn't matter. Your right click versus left click, you know, different like movement stuff. It just didn't matter because you weren't in the right position. And I think that's a good lesson for everybody to remember. If you want to be able to focus on your micro and like your details, instead make sure that you're in the proper spot. Because all of the micro in the world's not going to change the fact that you're useless because you're in the wrong spot. Like it's incredibly difficult for you to do anything because you're just not in the right spot. So set yourself up properly, and then I want to talk about it. Because I'd love to not just talk about positioning and angles all day long. I love it. I'm literally like talking about Sigma Shield. It was just wonderful. It was like a massage for my central nervous system. But like we can't get there. You don't deserve it. And I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you that, oh, it's fine. We'll just talk about micro anyway. No, I can't. I physically can't. I will feel waves of nausea if I'm forced to talk about something that's not going to help you. And that's my job. Nah. Okay. I don't want to talk too much about your comp. I would say the only thing that I would pay attention to is like when your ball Genji's going in, and when your ball's applying pressure, like either rolling through, slamming, dueling, doing whatever, or your Genji's putting pressure. Most importantly, your ball, you want to be pushing your angle. So you don't want to have a lot of your shield gone before your ball even goes in. And you do want to be playing aggressively when your ball goes in. I do like your positioning though. I think this is good. Sing with the open highway. Your ball's going in, so like, do you see? This is why you pressure when ball goes in, because like this is like you land a couple of shots here, you're gonna be smacking them in the poop cheeks. It's a self-fulfilling like curse now here. Okay. I got it. Ling Ling, thank you for the sub. 6 months. Holy moly, mate! 6 months. I remember when you first subbed. Dang, appreciate it. I wasn't even streaming that much when you did sub for the first time. Thank you so much. But this is another situation, chat, where like looking at the let's just take a second here. Let's actually take a second because okay, this is a perfect example. We're in the proper positioning, so we could talk about your micro. Should Luna be, or True or whatever? Should he be shielding, or she should be shielding this? Should we be shielding this right now? What do you guys think? Yeah, probably not. I would be very cautious about where Widow is because, you know, taking a Widow headshot would really like stink. But probably not. I don't think it's really important that you need to, because again, it's giving them something to shoot when they don't have anything else to shoot right now. And there's no hook, you know, there's no like, it's just Widow. So I probably not. Because you could be taking damage right now and then be getting healed up, and like again, you wouldn't be demanding that much healing. Like look at your Ana, like what else is you gonna do outside of heal you? So you know, now you could be shielding and you could be like full HP or with your shield. Posture check, poggers. Stop slouching, yes sir, or ma'am. Do you see how your positioning enabled your Genji to go that aggressive? Like without you, he legitimately would not have been able to do that. I just want you to like admire like how the snowball effect of you being positioned properly helps your team. This is perfect. This is absolutely textbook right here. Now I don't know where Widow is, so that's my only concern. Chat, let's look at this right here. And also you have to be careful of sleep dart. But like, I just for a split second, let's pretend that Ana and Widow like aren't a threat right now, even though they might be, because I want it to use to demonstrate a point. You see how we shoot, not shielding, not shielding. Now we're getting shot. Now we shield. That's what we want. Dare I say it's cash money, you know? And what is your Ana gonna do? There you go, full health, and you've got shield, or more shield than you would have. That's probably one of the worst rocks I think I have ever seen. No exaggeration. Drop your shield, drop your shield, drop your shield. Oh, sweet mother. Why do you do this to me? Why? You have sat here AFK, put out a lot of pressure, denied the enemy team the high ground, and then got a kill, and then you're like, well, we're not winning fast enough, so I guess I'm just gonna drop. What are you gonna do here? It's harder, but it's not hard. You've been doing it. You've been doing it just fine. And chat, by the way, if he feels unhappy, or she feels unhappy with what they're doing here, where should they go? Where should Sigma go? If you're not happy, if you feel like you're not getting enough done, and you want to accelerate, where should you go? Yes! Go through the tunnel! There's some banjo music for you guys. Yes, kill that Widow and Ashe, dude. Like, holy moly. Go deeper. 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 Don't do this. Hey, look how useful you are. Good job. You literally just gave the Widow and Ashe opportunity to clutch. You're like, hey, we're down one, but you know what? I'm gonna let you guys play completely for free. You guys can click some heads. Maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. You know what? I'm gonna make it a fair game. You get the opportunity. You're welcome. Thank me later. Dumb as a rock. Oh, no, there's no I guess. No, there's no guessing. You know. You should know. That's the answer. You know it. Your belly goes. Brrr. You should get a gut feeling. That's what you should do. Now, what do you guys think about Sigma positioning now? What? Yes. All right, we have to do something with this. Wait, we have to. Wait, what's a beautiful piece? We gotta find a beautiful piece of music. Ah, it's loud! There you go. We'll turn up a little bit. Easy. You just exist, and everybody's broad. And you still survive, and you didn't even hit anything. Like, you hit, I think, like 1 shot or 2 shots, and everybody's shooting you, and they're all like hiding in corners, and they're not allowed to actually use the high ground. You just exist, and bingo. Ow, you win. Okay? You could have even, like, if you want to be extra conservative, you could have like played here and backed off probably towards here instead of dropping. But yeah, bingo. Like, you literally like scoop the logic rock. I think of the fall. You screwed this up from a micro perspective, like how you manage your shield, how you use your shift. But like, just because you're in the right spot at the right time, it's just handed to you. It's just handed. Okay, go, Power Rangers, go. Yes. Ah, careful. Ah! Yeah, so just be very careful about how aggressive you are, because one thing about this positioning here, so we'll go back to right where you jump by the monkey. Right where you would jump by the monkey. Okay. Problem is, your team is way back here. At least some of your team is. So be very careful about how aggressive you push. I would have played a little more conservatively, and then as the cart rotates forward, now you can push aggressively. So be careful. Like, I appreciate that you're going high ground. Just time it properly. Position it properly. Okay? Don't go mumbo jumbo. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you're doing now is fine. This is not so fine. Yeah, this is now you're just feeding. Yeah, you're feeding. Like, you're going so, like, don't push. Because look, you're here, you shift, but you're moving forward instead of just playing here. Just play here, chill, and then you can push. But the problem is that you're already low HP because you pushed too far early. Like, maybe you could have pushed if you'd had full HP earlier, but you were way too early with your pressure and you're gonna die as a result. So good positioning, bad timing. Okay, go high ground. Go up the stairs, 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 up the stairs. Still winnable. Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do, pig. Nice. Flux the monkey, or the honor, or the mercy, or both. Brilliant. Nice. 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 Easy peasy. And they can't touch. Okay, good stuff. Rotate, 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 rotate. Up, 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 up. Yeah, haha. Yeah, haha. Yes. Well done. Look at your widow. She is uncontested. She will win the game. Your ball slams a moving platform. Easy. Probably show a little less shield. You can reactively block their hog hook. Now don't show any shield. Now show shield. I don't know about this decision here. So this is where we're going to pause for a second. So we've gone at a relatively rapid pace for a little while. So let's pause for a second. Chat. Sweet, dear chat of mine. Okay? What do you think about this? What do you think about this right here? What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think? Should our dear True Sigma drop to deal with the monkey? What do you guys think? Or the textbook definition of inspiring? I mean, aren't textbook definitions kind of like blasé and vanilla? I'd go more for the best artistical interpretation of inspiring. Because here's the thing. What? Okay. Maybe you can drop and retake high ground, but I'm more concerned with what the monkey is going to force your team to do than I am with what the monkey himself is going to do by himself. Because the other thing you have to think about as well with Sigma is you also have to think about, what am I actually good at? You really only have rock to bring to the table if you can hit it. I would be more concerned about what these DPS are going to be able to do for free because you drop than what the monkey will actually do. Now, I don't assume that you know your Zen has trance. But gosh, especially because he has trance. Especially. But like right now, I'm more concerned about can we actually this is brilliant. How does your widow die? Let's look at it from their widow's perspective. This is actually brilliant. You're literally body blocking your widow and you abandon her. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Do you see that? All I would ask you to do is to play slow on the angle, play slow on high ground. Obviously you can't push because your team is peeling off a primal rage monkey. But like, play slow, survive, and just you could throw a shield and shoot bubble. Like but I wouldn't completely forfeit position. Because again, let me repeat what I'm saying. I'm more concerned about what they're going to be able to do because your team is all looking at the monkey than I am about the monkey himself. If that makes sense. Because like now, like your whole team is in here. Your Zen just doesn't trans. Like I don't understand. And we see like they get a res off. Your ball feeds. Like the monkey himself hasn't even done a whole lot. He's killed your Zen unnecessarily, but he hasn't done a lot. Well, actually, that's not fair. He's also killed your Ana, but still unnecessary. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, huge. I think Zarya is better at peeling than Sigma is. So like you got to look at Zarya versus Sigma, and you're like with Zarya, her ability to like push off angles at that range is a lot lower than Sigma. So you would of course default to peeling because that's something you're better at, and Sigma's better at controlling the longer angles. You know, so if I was playing Hog here, I probably would not drop. Sigma definitely would not drop. Because Hog is a better peeler than Sigma. If I'm playing Zarya, probably would drop because she's a better peeler than Sigma and she's worse at playing up here. If I was playing D.Va, I definitely would drop because if I'm playing D.Va up here, like what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna eat damage from snipers. So and I'm also way better at peeling because I can matrix while my backline while I'm peeling, but also I do an absurd amount of damage up close. You see how like there's like the spectrum there of Sigma does basically nothing to peel, but he also really controls these guys from helping out, all the way down to D.Va, who does nothing to control this, but does a ton to control this. You guys, does that make sense? Like that's how a lot of Overwatch is balanced. Is there's strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, so you need to clear Winston first. There you go. Nice. Augers. Oh, very questionable. Very questionable. Dude, very, very, very questionable. Nobody on your team could follow up on that at all. Like nobody, literally nobody. Your ball wasn't even in position to slam. Very, very questionable. Actually, that's not even questionable. That was. Dare we say, poopy cheeks? Okay. I hate to use an expletive in chat. I know there's children in here, but like, poopy cheeks. Really, poopy cheeks. Really cheeks. And I can't help but notice that where you're positioned, sitting like a moron on main. Like, I can understand if you don't want to take the time to go high ground, but at least wrap around here. You know, wrap around here. You know, wrap around here and then go push these guys. But this is just poopy cheeks. No. Go high ground. Get off the cart. 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 Thank you. Nice. You didn't rock him. This is your responsibility. Okay, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna stop there because I think we've hashed over it enough. But your big problems with Sigma are like your positioning, but also your shield management in regards to your shield and HP management. I think those are the things I'd look at, and also to an extent your fluxes as well. Like I don't know, well, not necessarily, but at least one flux I saw was horrendous, and that needs to be addressed. Does that make sense? Because that was painful. Do you have any questions? So off angle, like angle control, and then like how much shield that you're using versus how much HP, and obviously that's contingent upon like the amount of like hooks, one shots the enemy team has. Widow and Hog are the big ones.